guys, this is Julia and welcome to Convos with Julia, where I answer your questions about what it's like to live life blind. So obviously right now is a crazy time that has been affecting a lot of people, and because of that we thought it would be a good idea to dedicate an episode of Convos with Julia to this quarantine period. I'm going to be answering questions all about what it's been like for me and how it's affected me. But before we get into those questions, just a quick reminder that all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this episode were all asked by you guys through the comments in these videos and through Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you have any other questions you would like to ask, non-COVID related, just leave them in the comments below or post them on any of my social medias. And with that, let's jump right into the questions. So the first question is, what has school been like during this pandemic and how has it been different for me? So, let's just start things off by saying, I graduated this year.
Yay!
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, so that's a really good question because, for me as someone who's blind, online learning was a bit of a different experience for me than it probably was for a lot of you. I know that this was a challenge for everyone, but I experienced some unique challenges that I would like to share. So the first challenge that I faced was challenges through learning style. I'm a very auditory learner, obviously because I'm not a visual learner. So having the lessons all online without any interactions or discussions wasn't the best. I also really benefit from teachers actually explaining concepts to me rather than me having to teach myself all the material. Obviously, I know this was hard for teachers as well, but I do kind of wish that they would have given a more interactive way of communicating with them rather than just through email. So the second challenge was problems I faced through the technology I use. So since I'm blind, the technology I use is a lot different than the technology that my other classmates would use. I made videos in the past about the different technology I use, and I'll link those videos in the description. But I have to use different programs in order to access my work. One example of this is on my laptop where I have to use a program called JAWS. So what JAWS is it's a program where basically it reads out to you what's on the screen, and when you click around, it tells you what you're clicking on. And because I have to use a program like this, things take me a lot longer to get done. Trust me, a lot longer. But even then, JAWS didn't even work with the program that my teachers were using, which was Google Classroom, which was really frustrating. So because of this, people had to prep my work for me so that it would be compatible with JAWS. So, I got my stuff late, I had less class time, and overall just had a disadvantage to the rest of my classmates. I also wasn't able to hand in my assignments by myself because of these technology issues. So I had to rely on other people to submit my work for me, like Ben here behind the camera. This was pretty frustrating for me because I like to be as independent as possible, if you know what I mean. There were some other little things that I would normally get help with at school, and so I had to rely on my family for those type of things too, underlining certain things and certain headings and that type of thing. Unfortunately, I can't do those things myself, so that just was another thing I need to rely on others for. So overall, there were just a bunch of problems because of the tech that I have to use that made this learning experience more difficult for me. So the third problem that made things more difficult for me was the social aspect of learning. So the issues that I just mentioned were the ones that were most related to my disability. However, I'm a very social person who benefits a lot from interactions with others. So I really struggled with the lack of interactions with my teachers and my classmates, which I know is something that everyone would relate to. There's just something about the interactions with my classmates and teachers that makes the learning experience easier. So the fourth issue, or whatever, was my graduation. So like I mentioned before, I graduated this year, and it was not the ending that I was hoping for. So I'm sure just like a lot of you out there, my grad was from home, and it was through a video, and it was I wasn't able to be actually at an event with my friends, so it was completely different. So those were the main issues. And although there were a lot of them, there were also some benefits to this online learning. I got to, sleep in, take breaks from schoolwork. I got to have a more flexible schedule, so I'd work on school more some days and less other days. I also had a very unique graduating year, which even though it wasn't what I would have hoped it would be, it's definitely gonna be remembered by everyone. We're always going to be the COVID graduating year. I'll have a lot of interesting stories to share with my children and grandchildren one day. If they exist. All right, now moving on to question number 2, which is, what have I been doing differently throughout quarantine? So yeah, quarantine has definitely brought some new routines to our entire family. Normally, we would all be at school all day, and then we would be really busy in the evening with different sports and events. But now through isolation, we've all been home together, all 6 of us. Every day. Kind of been a bit crazy. I've gone a bit crazy, not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest though, it's actually been a big benefit because we've gotten to do a lot more things together. We get to eat dinner together every night and we play more games like Uno and we have movie nights. We've gone for a lot of walks and bike rides and overall just spent a lot of quality time together that we wouldn't have otherwise. So most of those things were, things I was doing with my family, but I was also asked, what hobbies have I took up by myself through quarantine? So this isn't really a hobby, but the biggest thing that I've been doing by myself is I've been working a lot on my independent skills. So we recently set up a kitchen in our basement and I've been learning, how to make my breakfast and lunches down there and cleaning up and all that type of stuff. Since I'm blind, things that are very simple for you, like making lunches and stuff like that, are a lot more challenging for me. So it's been great that I've had the time to, really learn these things and grow in my independence. So some other hobbies that I've been taking up during this time is like voice lessons, which I've always wanted to do, so I'm glad I've had the opportunity to do that. I've learned a lot more piano pieces than I normally would. I've actually been experimenting with writing my own songs on the piano.
Do you wanna play any of those for us, Julia?
No thanks, I'm good.
Sure?
I'm not ready to share them with an audience. No, I'm good. Not even with you, Ben. My siblings have been working out My siblings have been working out a lot, and I've joined them. Like once. All right, so those were all my questions about my quarantine experience, so now you know what I've been up to. It's had its positive and negative assets. It's had both its positive and negative aspects, but overall, I think it was nice to, just kind of slow down and enjoy life without all the daily distractions. It really has taught me to value being in community with others and, just spending time with others. And also, how quickly my family can drive me crazy, let me tell you. But wait, we aren't finished yet. It's time for another segment of Julia Tries. So if you didn't watch the last episode, basically what Julia Tries is it's a new segment that we're trying where basically I try to do different things that are more difficult for me because I'm blind. So I was asked if I could try playing basketball. So that's exactly what we're gonna be doing in this episode. Me trying to play basketball. And I predict it is not going to go well. All right guys, so here we are now at the basketball court and I have my cousin Joey here and he's a really good basketball player. I've heard. And so basically he's gonna be teaching me how to play some basketball. I mean, let's hope I get like one ball in or something like that. Whoa, thanks.
All right, Julia, so you're just gonna take this ball, see the net there, just chuck it at it.
All right, sounds good. Okay.
Nowhere close.
Did I get it in the net? No?
All right, Julia, so for real this time. All right, so
okay.
Hold the ball, chuck it in front of you with just this one hand as far as you can and as high as you can.
Okay.
That was worse than the last one. As high and as far as you can. That was down, mainly up.
Up?
Yeah.
Just like... Oh no!
As high as you can. That was barely above your head.
I'm trying to jump so that I would...
That was getting better. Towards the net this time.
All right, I'm here with CNN 10, and I'm here to interview Julia Janzen, the soon-to-be pro basketball player. Yeah. How is it going so far?
It's great. Like, I'm actually feeling like I'm doing pretty well with it.
That is really great. All right, out.
Extend your entire body and extend that as high and as far as you can. I don't think this is gonna work out. All right, Julia, so it seems like you're not getting it high enough and you're not knowing what you're doing too much, so we're gonna have some training and we'll come back and try it in a couple days.
Okay.
All right, so we're all trained up now, and she was working really hard for days now. She did dribbling, she did like movement. Do you think you're gonna make every shot you take now?
Yeah, I actually do. I feel very confident.
We'll see.
All right, so that was it for today. That was my attempt at doing basketball. Thanks, Joey, for helping me out. I think I did pretty good. Thanks a lot, Joey, and thanks to everyone for watching. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, click that subscribe button and hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified when I upload new videos. So you can click the video icon in the top right corner to go to the last episode that I made, and you can click the video icon in the bottom right corner to go to a playlist of all the episodes we've done so far. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!